Rick Pizer, you're the Director of Social Advocacy and Supply Chain Outreach. You're doing a really great job of combining both quantitative and qualitative measurement. So if you wouldn't mind describing, what shifts in measurement have you had to make based on the particular project that you're in, and how has that been a successful part of building a business case for your company to continue these types of programs?
Most of the quantitative information that we collect really measures activities. How many people participated, how many families are involved, how many meetings were held, and which is all important information, but it doesn't really deal necessarily with the impact. You can have these activities, but what difference does it make, on the ground? And so that's when we started the qualitative approach that we've taken. I'll share an example with you. I was in Nicaragua in August this year and visited a number of different farmers who I have visited consistently over the past 4 years. We would ask them a question: what's been the most significant change in your diet over the past few years, or what has been the most significant change in your, in your household over the past few years? Each family that we interviewed actually had closed the window on these months of food insecurity. There was one family that was making on average about $4,000 a year from their coffee. These are small-scale farmers. And in August, I went and visited them, and I got to the question: what has been the most significant change in your household over the past 4 years while this project's been in place? And the wife said, "Come with me," and she led me through their coffee parcel to a field that a few years before had been fallow. And now they have put in a passion fruit project with poles that are about 6 feet tall, lined up. It almost looks like a vineyard, the way it's so well organized and so well laid out. She said they now have to employ 3 or 4 people from the community to help with the harvest. At the current prices, they're expecting to earn about $700 a month net. That's going to be almost twice what they earn from their coffee. They're on the path to really lift themselves out of poverty. They're making great progress. So these stories are very helpful to the company in telling its story, both in our annual reports, also in terms of press releases, speaking opportunities, and beyond. And we know that in coffee communities and rural communities around the world, there's tremendous migration from rural areas to urban areas. Young people are leaving on a very healthy rate, particularly driven by cell connection, cellular service, so that they can communicate. They take the daily bus from these very rural communities to a small town where they can get online. When they turn that monitor on, they see a vastly different world. And the question for us as a company is, who's going to harvest the next generation of coffee, unless we can help meet some of the basic needs at the household so that young people can see that there's a future for them in their community.